All right, so the artificial intelligence sector is one of the fastest growing sectors in the crypto market. It's currently worth around $42 billion, and it's expected to grow exponentially, especially since we've seen all the regulations with Donald Trump and the U.S. government being really pro-crypto. And if we're looking at the overall market right now, artificial intelligence has been outperforming nearly every single sector over the last couple of years, but it's still extremely undervalued relative to stocks like Nvidia, which currently has an over multiple $trillion market cap, whereas the top AI projects have just a couple $100 million market cap, like less than like $6 billion. So if we're looking at opportunities right now, it's in the AI content creation space. One project in particular is with Morph AI, because if we're looking at what's going on, Morph AI is addressing this AI generated content space, which we've seen Meta talk about. Meta said they've opened the floodgates for AI content creation and accounts on Facebook and Instagram. And we can see that, for example, their vice president of product for generative AI at Meta, he said that in the face of key competitors like TikTok and Snapchat, we expect these AIs to potentially exist on our platform in the same way that we see other accounts do. We've seen that the New York Post has posted about this as well. We've seen that the BBC has also done an entire video talking about the rise of AI influencers and the ethical concerns of it. But ultimately, whether you like it or not, we've seen a lot of people talk about AI-generated influencers and how they're generating billions of dollars every single year. So if we're looking at Morph AI, they are addressing this exact problem and making it extremely simple for people to make AI-generated content, whether that's going to be a completely new AI-generated account. And we can see that right now, their market cap is still extremely low, just around that $6 million range, with around like $400,000 in liquidity. So if we're looking at it, we can see that this project is extremely undervalued relative to the overall market. So that's something that I really like, is because it's only available on Uniswap and on a few other places, but it's not available on any centralized exchanges yet. So once we see a few centralized exchanges introduced, this is going to increase liquidity dramatically and really help this project explode in value. So this is something that is extremely exciting, because if we're looking at it, it allows you to ultimately enter like the AI content generated space. And if we're looking at it, they have a few different AI agents. So all you got to do is click on Start Now. It brings you to their Telegram bot, and directly from Telegram, you can use all of their different AI agents. They have the first, which is called Metamorph, and with this, it says the creator AI. Ultimately, with Metamorph, it allows you to use different posts, different pictures to essentially see what's going on and make your own AI generated content. So that's something that's extremely simple. And if you go ahead and take a look at their documents section, you can see that on the documents section, it says Metamorph, empower your creativity with our dynamic virtual influencer creation feature. And you can see that this video right here is a bit of an example where it shows someone talking with some words on the screen, and then once you use Metamorph, it changes you into a completely different person, looks like an older guy who's doing the exact same thing, and that's just from their AI agent, which automatically does it for you. So you could choose the gender, name your influencer, design your look. You could do all of that just directly through their bot, and that makes it extremely simple and easy to do, and something that you really haven't seen before. On top of this, you also can have a few customization features and settings, so it really allows you to take that to the next level. So that's something that I really like about Metamorph. But on top of this, they also have a number of other AI agents like Vocalmorph. Vocalmorph is all about the audio aspect of it. And if we go ahead and take a look at the document section for this one, you can see that on the left, you click on Vocalmorph, and you can see that with Vocalmorph, the way that it works is that you can create videos of anyone speaking with any words. You can either just do an audio sync, or you can go about actually giving it a bit of a text prompt, and it'll go about giving you the exact audio of how that person would sound talking about it. So we've seen with Elon Musk, we've seen with Joe Rogan, we've seen countless examples of this in the past, and this ultimately allows you to really take AI to the next level by making videos with any voice that you really want. Next one I want to go over is going to be another AI agent that they have on their website, and you can see it's called FaceMorph. So with FaceMorph, it says the Swap AI. This one ultimately allows you to change the face on a person actually talking. And this is a game changer, because you could see if you go to the FaceMorph section, they show a bit of an example with someone talking just directly on the screen. And so the way that this works is just a podcast host who's talking on this screen right here, just discussing technology. And then suddenly, with the power of Morph AI, the host's face changes from who he is to Will Smith. And so that is something that is so interesting and different. And so everyone's always talking about AI and actual use cases, and now we're seeing it play out in real time, being really easily accessible. So that brings us to the next one called Sync Morph. And with Sync AI and the Sync Morph feature, you can see that this is something that is a game changer for content creation as well, because if we're looking at their document section again, we can see that with Sync Morph, let's go to Sync Morph real quick. With Sync Morph, we can see that there's a few different use cases, but with this, it ultimately allows you to change the game entirely for content creation. Last one is Manager AI, and this is just for managing a bunch of different AI profiles and different characters that you may have created. So with Manage Morph, you can see that you can go about making content, whether that's integrations, whether that's doing voice, whatever that may be, but you can manage all your different characters and people just directly from the Manage Morph AI section. So again, that's something that really we have never before seen. So if we're just looking at the overall project right now, it's extremely undervalued because the influencer industry is worth over $45 billion. There's millions and millions of dollars generated all the time from this. And if we're looking at what Morph AI does versus its competitors, and if we're looking at its roadmap, we can see that they've had all these different major developments take place, and really they're just at the beginning, because if you're comparing it to, let's say, like Remaker or Sora, we can see that Morph AI has every single aspect, but Remaker and Sora are missing a lot of things that Morph AI has. So for example, if we look at Remaker, they're missing face swap, they're missing text to image, they're missing realistic avatar, and missing lip sync. They're missing all of these things. Sora is also missing face swap and voice change. And so if we're looking at Morph AI, they have a more comprehensive list of features and products than any of the other competitors. So that's why I'm really excited about this project. It's extremely undervalued right now at only a $6 million market cap, right around $6.5 million. And so if we're just looking at this project, it is one of my top AI plays right now, especially when we're looking at what's going on in the artificial intelligence sector, especially what we're seeing with BBC talking about the rise of AI influencers, when we're seeing with Forbes talking about it as well. And we're just seeing all of the major media outlets talk about this and say how much potential it really has, because these AI characters are existing on platforms already, and they're generating billions and billions of dollars.